मिलितमे नमः नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते मधुसूदनाय बाबूजी इति नामिने नमस्ते मधुसूदनाय भक्तिपाद प्रियाय ते दुर्लभ कृष्ण भक्ति अति सरलकारिणे. So Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita chapter 3 shlok number 22. Yesterday we read number 21. And over here in Lord 3.22, Krishna is saying to Arjuna, he continues, O son of Pritha, there is no work prescribed for me within all the three planetary systems, nor am I in want of anything, nor have a need to obtain anything. Yet I am engaged in prescribed duties. Krishna over here is talking about himself, and he is saying that he does not have any prescribed duties, right? He does not want anything. There is no work for Supreme Personality of Godhead. Imagine, we all know that, all of the Kshatriyas and the other classes of men or women, everyone has certain work prescribed for them. But who will prescribe work for the Supreme Personality of Godhead? There is no such work. In fact, he is the controller of all of the other controllers. So imagine when you have an office like the boss, what is he doing? He's controlling everything, making sure everything is in the right places. The finances are in the right places, that the right people are doing the right work, and so on. He's controlling everyone. Right? Yet, regardless of that, when it comes time, right, they get down to it. They may control everything, the CEOs. But when it comes time for a serious or a critical issue or a critical matter, then at that time, what happens? Right? They step in and they do that. But that does not apply to Krishna because he is described as Ishwara Param Krishna, Sachid Ananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda. He is there from time immemorial, from the beginning, middle, and the end. Krishna is always there. Krishna is saying, yet, right? He does not have any duties. If Krishna were to just come here and enjoy with his sakhas, sakhis, the gopas, the gopis, no one can say anything. Because he is the controller of all of the controllers. Yet he comes down and he is engaged in his prescribed duties. You will see when Krishna had to leave Vrindavan and go to Mathura when he was 8 years old. Right? How much pain he was going through during that time. Nobody discusses this aspect of Krishna. Everybody thinks that Krishna manifested on this planet. From the time he was born, he enjoyed with the gopas, with the gopis, with his friends. Right? With Yashoda Maya, Nand Baba. Bapuji recently described this different perspective in where Krishna had tears when he was leaving Vrindavan. We all think that Krishna came down and he enjoyed, he just performed the Maharaj. He used to steal butter from the gopis, steal chas from the gopis. But when he was leaving Vrindavan, he had tears. And he was going to Mathura. Then in Mathura also he was there to perform, right, his duty of killing, of destroying the demons, because Krishna says that I come down, I manifest on this planet for the pleasure of my devotees and to destroy the demons. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavatir bharata. That I come down. He does not have to. Krishna can send any avatar. In fact, the Narsimha avatar is specifically been created because Krishna does not want to be disturbed in his eternal pastimes. Krishna is enjoying in some planet with Radharani, somewhere he's performing the Maharaj, somewhere he's performing another pastime. So he says, if you want anything to remove your obstacles, remove your troubles, go to Nrsingadev. That is his avatar, that is his form. So even to kill Kans, he would have sent any avatar, an expansion of his. But he personally came down. Why? Because A, the devotees get pleasure from spending that time, that association with the Lord. Over here, we are all trying to please Krishna. And look at Krishna. What is he doing? He's trying to please his devotees. From the time that he was born, Krishna was born in a jail. And then he could not spend time with his birth parents. He was immediately sent to Gokul. And he was living with his adopted parents. He did not get the love of the parents that gave him the birth. Yes, he got more love even over there in Gokul, but still, we say how hard is our life. This is the supreme personality of Godhead Krishna. He should have been welcomed in a palace full of gold, diamonds, emeralds, rubies, all of the precious stones. But here Krishna is showing us, and this is what has stated over here in this shlok, that he is performing his prescribed duties, even though he doesn't have to do any of this. Krishna can just think something in his mind and make it happen immediately. So, what greater example than this? Over here today, we start chanting a little bit and we think we have become a very big devotee. But whole day I want to just sit in the side and chant. I don't want to take care of my family responsibilities, of my parents or my kids or my wife or spouse. Don't want to take care of any responsibilities. They can do whatever they want. I just want to chant and go back. That is not the case. We need to perform our prescribed duties. If we are a grahastha, it is to take care of the family. And along with that, with all of the prescribed duties, along with that, like we were discussing yesterday, right, our biggest duty is to understand the goal of self realization, understand who am I? Where have I come from? Where do I need to go from here? Whenever we are traveling or taking a trip anywhere, we plan so much in advance. And if we're going somewhere for 7, 8, 9, 10 days, in advance, we start planning the daily itinerary. And on this day, we need to cover all of these things. You will have a whole list of places you'd want to see, restaurants you want to eat at, right? You start planning that in advance. When you just book the tickets, people go to Switzerland, they do the whole tour where Dilwale was shot, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. And then they take videos and they dance in the snow and they do all of that with Yash Raj statue over there and everything. How they research it and they plan for it. So one thing is certain, our ticket for death has already been booked. We have to die one day or another in the future, right? Now, with Krishna's mercy, that day is very far away for everyone, but still, that ticket has been booked. So, shouldn't we start planning that what happens to us once we leave this body, once we die? Or do we think that is the end? That's it. Once I die, then I just die and there's nothing else after. No, the scriptures describe that we are not the body, we are a soul. And when we leave this body, just like how we change clothes every day, this body is just a cloth for the soul. So just like how we change our clothes, the soul will change its body and it will go into the next body after that. And how is that next body going to be determined? The Shastras have described. And it is dependent, first and foremost, what we are thinking about at the time of our death. In fact, even in the Bhagavad Gita, I stated that if you're thinking about money, you become a snake in your next birth. If you have lusty desires, then you become a tree. Right? See, in the Bhagavad Gita, there's this illustration of what we are, what we are thinking about at the time of death, and what we become. And all of the Shastras describe this. If you're thinking about eating meat, you become a pig. Right? If you think about eating flesh, you may, and all of these things, you may become a lion or a tiger. So our first and foremost duty is to understand that why have we taken this birth? What happens to us when we die? It's just like we start planning for our vacation as soon as we book the tickets or even before booking. And we say that, okay, 7 days is a good trip, or 10 days is a good trip, or 9 days is a good trip. Based upon that, we start looking for tickets. But then we start researching what is there in that place? What do I want to see? Where do I want to eat? So what about this life? What about this birth? Right? What will happen to us? And to that Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that that abode of mine which is self-illumined, na tad basya surya na sashanka na pavakaha. Right? That Golok Vrindavan, from where having gone one never returns. The Bhagavatam describes when Sukdev Goswami Maharaj was speaking the Bhagavatam to Raja Parikshit, he was describing all the varieties of hell that exist. And after I think about 16 types of hell that were described, Parikshit Maharaj said, please, please stop. Don't describe anymore. I'm already afraid just listening to these different types of hell. The one who is eating meat, one who is drinking alcohol, right? One who is engaging in adultery, one who is gambling. There's different kinds of hell that have been described. And the body that we receive in hell, it does not die like this body. It actually continues to bear the pain and the suffering till our time for suffering does not end. So that is what we should be researching about, spending some time every day. You will say, I do not know which scriptures to read, what to read, how to even start. So start listening to the satsang of a bona fide spiritual master. Understand, they will explain everything to us. Because Krishna says in 4.32 that approach a bona fide spiritual master. Right? Render service unto him first. And then they will impart the knowledge unto you. They will obtain, sorry, it's 4.34. But just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So Krishna is engaged in this duty. Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita again to Arjuna. Why? So that religion and this knowledge of the supreme truth can again manifest in this world. And from there, the Guru Parampara, the disciplic succession, this knowledge continued to come down. And today, with Krishna's mercy, with the spiritual master's blessing, we are receiving this knowledge. So Krishna is saying that although he is the control of everything, he's still manifesting in this world and he's performing his duties. He doesn't just manifest and say controls everything with his mind. Oh, go get this done or get this for me. And he could have told Arjuna, don't worry about fighting. I'll just kill all of them in my mind. They all will die. You will be the victor of this Mahabharat. No, Krishna became a chariot driver for Arjuna. And not only that, he explained the science to him about understanding oneself. The whole second chapter that we read was about understanding oneself, about who I am. And so Krishna also over here wants us to approach a spiritual master, to learn about the supreme truth, and walk on this path so that we never have to return into this material world again. He wants us to perform our duty. See, our duty is not just waking up, going to work, earning money, coming back home, and providing for the family. That is one part of it. We are always too worried that I want to give my kids a good life, I want to be financially secure, I want to leave wealth for the next generation, and so on. But just imagine when we were in our mother's womb, when we could not even speak or ask for anything. At that time, Krishna provided us food, right? Through the umbilical cord, we would receive our food. And then, as soon as we were born, we weren't able to speak anything. We weren't able to say anything. Yet Krishna gave us food at that time also. We didn't have to go and ask Krishna or ask our mother to give us food. No, he gave milk in the mother for us. And as soon as that milk began to run out in 6 to 9 months, what did Krishna do? He gave us teeth. We did not go to Krishna and ask him that, please give me some teeth because I want to start eating some solid food. No, Krishna already gave it to us. So, whatever we need in our material life, Krishna provides that. When we did not even know anything, He provided that. When we could not speak anything, when we did not know anything, He already provided that for us. We didn't even know where we are, what is going on, our brains weren't developed. He still provided everything. And today, when we are conscious of everything, when we're grown up, why do we think He will not provide anything for us? He still will provide for us. But when we surrender, when we take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, when we start walking on this path of devotional service, as Krishna says in the ninth chapter, Yoga Ksham Vamiham, right, that He personally provides what we require and He protects whatever we have. So that Supreme Lord Krishna, He personally is providing to us what we need. But the condition is that we need to be surrendered. Right? So let us work more on understanding about the supreme science and understand that how do we engage in our prescribed duty, in our topmost prescribed duty, that is surrendering to Krishna. Because remember, our goal is not to get money, wealth, fame, and then die and leave this world. We're not here to make this life only successful. Yes, we should make the life successful. That's very good. Along with that, make this birth successful so that we do not take birth again. Do not have to return to this material world again and go through all of this pain, suffering again. You're already going through so much. Everyone is going through so much pain, so much suffering. So just imagine living through this again and again and again. And we don't think that just because someone has more money or more wealth, more fame, that their life is easy too. Everyone has problems. Because this whole world is described as dukhalyam ashashvatam. It's temporary and full of miseries, full of sorrow. Let us continue to walk on this path of understanding our topmost duty. With that, we'll end here for today and then we'll continue tomorrow. Before we end, we'll chant together Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna.